We have here an immortal elf mage who experiences time very differently from humans. She wants to understand them better, and this leads her into situations that gradually change how she sees and interacts with the world, especially in how she perceives time. Or at least that's my expectation of what Frieren's journey to be like in the story, especially after we begin with an immortal elf mage who regrets not spending time understanding someone important to her while he was still alive, leading her to wanting to understand humanity better. But nothing like that really happens in the story. Frieren, our main character, she actually feels like she barely developed in a more impactful way, or if she did, most of it happened off screen while everything around her actually utilizes the themes in connection to time really well. She feels like us, where we are a witness to the developments in the story, even though she also should have developed with them. We can actually see this problem from the very beginning, specifically the moment the group separated after Himmel's funeral. Because what do you mean Frieren realizes how she maybe should understand the people she likes while they're still alive, but also leaving the other two friends she has for 20 years, 2 decades, 1 decade longer than the original journey together to try and understand more about humans? You see how ironic it is, right? This could have been where the first development for Frieren is, right after her loss and realization. I think the story could have explored the ideas of, what if, after losing Himmel, Frieren becomes afraid of making the same mistake? Maybe she wants to understand her other two friends better while they are still alive. There is another human in the group. He has a lesser lifespan, and that is Heiter. Her realization about Himmel should also apply to his other two friends, right? Don't tell me it's because she does not see them as that important as Himmel. I get that Himmel is more romantic, but still, she still formed a bond to these two while together for a decade. Maybe not as deep as Himmel, but still deep enough. Honestly, just remove the time skip. It's so useless, it's not even relevant to the overall story, as we will explain more later. For now, in order for the story to connect better where there is no time skip because Frieren wants to understand the other two better, maybe Heiter is already old and Fern already with him, with the same dilemma of wanting Fern to be independent after he is gone. 2 birds in 1 stone, Frieren wanting to understand at least one of his friends better while they're still alive because they're also important, and connecting it to the next story beat. As for the dwarf and Stark, honestly, I don't know, I haven't thought about him that well, but still, really, something to remove the contradiction because it's just so weird having a realization of understanding more about humans and the lifespan of humans, but then leaving the first two people you should be understanding more about while they're still alive, you know? Frieren's attempt to understand humanity should supposedly put her in situations that challenge her perspective, especially when it comes to the themes of time and how she perceives it because of what she is. But no. There is so much potential to how they can develop everything in Frieren for Frieren. And another idea they could have explored combining it with knowing Heiter better while with him is Heiter's death itself. Instead of Heiter just dying like that, they could have tackled the idea of the difference between Heiter and Himmel's. When Himmel died, it's more sudden to Frieren, basing it on how they presented it in the story, while with Heiter, it's more of a timed life while she is there beside him, waiting for the inevitable to happen. How is the experience while waiting for the inevitable? He can die at any moment in time, in his sleep, while talking to Fern, talking to Frieren, talking to him a minute, but you turn your back, all of a sudden, he is dead. What is the experience as someone who is now trying to be more aware and understand more about humans? Also time. Does she become more conscious of every moment she spends with Heiter? Does she start noticing the little things she used to overlook? How was Fern during all those time? How nerve-wracking is it really? Something. Explore the events involving Frieren and time for something deeper and interesting. Well, it doesn't even have to be something as dramatic as Heiter's death. You could apply this idea to mundane parts of Frieren's journey. When she's always getting caught by the mimics, this might be bothersome to some humans because she is wasting time. Develop how she becomes more considerate with time in terms of the other humans, you know, something. And also, no, it does not need to be every time, every aspect of the story. No, I just need something that involves Frieren and her development when it comes to the themes of time, instead of forgetting about it, maybe sometimes. Something less deep but still important to her character, but then maybe give her something more to the more hard-hitting special moments. Example is with Hyter. Really, what's the point of all the I want to understand more about humans after realizing too late how she could have understood Himmel more while he's still alive if we actually don't do anything with it involving the one who has the regret, who is trying to change, Frieren. Which then we go back to the 20-year time skip in the beginning. You might say that being more subtle and not going that deep with presenting what Frieren learned and developed is the point. She developed off-screen. That is why we are now focusing on the stuff outside of Frieren. And to that I say, why is the development off-screen? Is it not better if it's on-screen? No? And even if it's still off-screen, shouldn't the story eventually show us what she actually learned? If Frieren spent 20 years trying to understand humanity, I want to see that knowledge put to the test. Looping back to what I have said a while ago, how about show some moments that are more impactful, emotional, something to actually show more sides of Frieren as a character and how Himmel's death affected her. Example again with Hyter. But it seems like we don't need any of that. What did she actually found out about humans in those 20 years? Well, maybe not that important because the story is not treating it as something important, not showing something impactful about it. It does not help that every time skipping or flashback, it's mostly before that 20 years with Himmel's party all of the time, never in those 20 years of time skip of understanding more about humans. What's the point of all this time skip? What's the point of understanding more about humanity? I don't know. This is ultimately my problem with how underutilized Frieren is as a character. The themes are happening around Frieren, but it's not happening to Frieren herself, especially after hinting us of something greater for her development. The trailer somehow has the balls to use her trying to understand more about humanity after her regret of not spending time with Himmel as some selling point, even though they really did not do anything with it. And actually, there is an anime that did the job better in this department. Pretty similar intro, setting up something involving the character's development because of someone, only this time, they actually follow it up, not forgetting the stuff they set up in the first place. Violet Evergarden. We have this girl who is lost and being treated as a weapon. Someone important to her said the words I love you before they died. She does not know what these words are, but she is eager to learn them. This somehow lead her to becoming an automail or a letter writer, helping different people with different stories express their feelings they struggle to put into words, usually has some involvement with love, whether it's happy or sad. Being involved with these people, not only does she soon learns more about the words I love you, but she also learns to be more human, live her life as a human, not a weapon. Her growth might be on the slow side. Maybe there is also some critiques and imperfections I might discover rewatching it soon, but at least they actually followed up upon what they set up. They introduced the conflict, the I love you thing, and we see this girl grow while being involved with the world. Compared to Frieren, where what's the point of the regret of not knowing more about Himmel while he is still alive and her trying to understand more about humans if we didn't do anything about it, like with Violet Evergarden? What's the point? Frieren, the immortal elf mage, such a wasted potential. We really didn't do anything with that concept. But then again, as much as I've complained about all of this, I still think Frieren is a good show, maybe a 7 out of 10. It's still a chill adventure with some great moments, great atmosphere, some really good action, and some interesting ideas about time. Golden City arc, their best arc. At least for now, because I stopped for a bit after the time travel arc. I do not like that arc. It feels like a filler. They could have done something more about Frieren. Well, again, the people she is supposed to meet as spirits is right in front of her, flesh and bones. Do something with that more about Frieren, you know? But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. Those are just my thoughts. If you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing and I'll see you in the next one.